Tēnā koutou katoa, everyone, and welcome back to Mucky Hope Productions. I'm your host, Mucky Hope, and I'm joined, oh my gosh, guys, I am joined by an absolute legend. She is a massive legend of the Survivor fan community. She runs so many different Facebook groups, which I can't get up with the posts. I don't know how you do it, but ladies and gents, please welcome Michelle, more like Winchell, to be perfectly honest. Everyone, please welcome the amazing Winchell.
Hello. Yes, I'm here. I'm busy, but yeah, teacher parent conferences, trying to tell them in a tactful way what their child may be doing wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe you just got to pull the AJ strategy, right? It's like, I will ruin the education if these things aren't set straight. I will throw the education if you don't change these standards. I don't know.
Yes. It's all right. It's all good. All good. Just busy.
Awesome.
That's all.
Yeah, and I do just want to quickly welcome Gabe. As per usual, you are an amazing legend, Gabe. Thank you so much for joining the live. We've reached the point in the season where it's straightforward. I think we know the Final Four now. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a trend we have recently here, Michelle, that I'd love to quickly talk about. Is I kind of feel like the final 8 onwards for almost every Australian Survivor season, you've had like almost a group, right? You had Ferris, like Raymond. I know that Kirby was in it, but then obviously they dropped Kirby for like Mark and Caroline. Yeah. And then obviously the season before it was always George, Matt, Jerry, Liz. Like there was no way anyone else was going to be able to make that top 4.
Yeah.
Like, is Australian Survivor just so chaotic that players are just so tired? It's like, no, we can't be bothered. Let's just let's keep it normal.
That could be some of it because they go for such a long time.
Yeah.
And I think a bit of the Australian psyche is in there where you try and stay with your mates, stay with the people that you've been with the whole time. Only because I think in Australian Survivor, the jury values some kind of stability and some kind of loyalty rather than massive gameplay. I mean, they do like massive gameplay, but I think the whole loyalty thing is strong in Australian Survivor.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also an interesting time period, right? Because now everyone can see the end game. Right? It's like with early on in the merge, it's like who knows what will happen. You might as well flip-flop to all this crazy stuff. But like final 8, final 7, like you know who your top 3 is going to be. You know who your top 4 is going to be, who you want to bring to the end with you. So even though it's like less like drama, it's just so interesting with how you go about it. How can you swing people to your side, make them think like they're dragging you, but you're dragging them? Like, if you're in the top 8, how would you go about bringing people to the end with you?
Well, normally if I'm playing a game, I've got my final 2 sort of sorted in the first day. If it's an org, first hour. And unless they get voted out, we usually go all the way together. But it's just the early. I'm really loyal, and I like embedding that loyalty really early because I hate like trying to worry all the way along and try and get other people when you know they're really with somebody else, and it's really hard. You'd rather have something that you think you can always think is stable, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I would make a comment about how I would play it, but I'll never make it past the first episode, right? So I guess for just the first episode.
You don't know.
I mean, like, it's very hard, right? Because it's like, because I would want to have fun, right? That's always been my sort of thing in life. So I just want to have fun, right? I guess kind of similar to Miles. Miles, like, we have a very easy option here, but I like the idea of just just throwing it all away, because why not? Yeah, why not have some fun? But I guess when you've got $500,000 on the line, which is a lot of money to a lot of people, like with me, it would change my life. But I'm there to have fun. But does having fun mean I throw that away, though? You get what I mean? Like, there's so much thought process.
I totally know what you mean. I mean, the viewers want lots of big moves, but sorry, viewers, if you make a big move, you could go out. Like, and sometimes the jury wants big moves. So you have to see what the biggest move is. Are they going to vote for that person? If they're not, then just make a move. It's not as big, but it looks like you've made something. You know?
Yeah. We do have a couple comments here from Gabe. Logan called it, those 4 are locked in. Kristen should have forced Rocks at the deadlock. Kate Morgan should let Logan go, but not Kristen. Well, let's quickly talk about that, Michelle. Yeah. All week long, it was, oh my God, we're going to Rocks. And I was very mad at marketing because I was like, why are you spoiling this? You know? It's like, why are you spoiling Rocks? But they don't even go to Rocks.
I know.
It's like, you know, telling someone you should try and have our brownie, but sugar-free and vegan, you know? It was like, what? Well,
Kate, Morgan, and Kristen didn't even know what Rocks were.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, seriously. Yeah. Like, come and play Survivor, but I won't tell you how to play it properly. Like, I won't tell you all the ins and outs, but here you go. Yeah. Here's the beach. Let's put you on.
But even then, I felt like JLP explained it pretty well, though. You get what I mean?
He did.
And I mean, I guess here's a big debate, right? Because you've got the postgraduates now all together. They've all graduated, right? They've all left uni, and they're locked in, solid to go. And I felt like Logan brought up a good argument of, well, if they pre-planned going to Rocks for each other, there's no way you're going to break that 4. So you might as well, you know, like go to Rocks and save me. Do you think Kate Morgan and Kristen made the right decision not going to Rocks here?
I don't know whether they were they were only told then. Were they told before what Rocks were? I don't know. If they were told before, like on the beach, if they knew what it was properly, I don't know. Logan should have made them go to Rocks. Who else would just fall on their sword? Like, I don't understand. It's for so much money, and you go and tell everyone, oh, I don't want to force you to Rocks. I'm like, you're all going to Rocks. I'm not going. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And I just loved how Miles and AJ play this. It's like, well, the only 2 people that are vulnerable to go to Rocks are the most psychotic people left in the game. So it's either Logan goes home or we're going to Rocks. There's no in between here. And I felt like Logan should have really fought for herself, because you're absolutely right. She just fell on her sword. It's like, well, I don't want to force you to go to Rocks. Zara's trying to make you force to go to Rocks, but you know, if you don't want to, it's fine. But it's a game, though. It's $500,000 on the line.
Yeah. I would hate Rocks. I wouldn't want to go to Rocks, but I was in Logan's position. I'm not going to Rocks. They're going to Rocks. Like, I totally didn't understand, because that's not how I would play, and that's not the person I am. I'm like, no, I'm competitive. I want to go.
Yeah. So I would love to do Rocks. Actually, the first main org I've ever done, where it was like a proper one, I went out at the second tribal on Rocks, because I mean, it was my fault. I made it a rock draw, but well, I just love Rocks. Karma. It's just so funny. It is karma. Actually, I've got something to share with you, Michelle. So yonks ago, when Survivor South Africa, you know, it got cancelled, I did a live with Chris on the Nullify Tech talking about it, and LaRue was in the comments, and I came up with a twist ages ago called Rock Island, and LaRue gave me the opportunity to pitch it to him. So I messaged him on Instagram. So here's the idea. It's like a ghost island, right? Or like an island of secrets, right? You go there, you grab a parchment, and it's a number. And that's how many people has to draw rocks at that tribal. It can range from 2 people to however many is left on the tribe, right? Yeah. Here's the thing. You don't have to play it as like an idol. But let's say you're you're Logan in the spot. Or let's say you're like Geordie, Blood vs. Water, Simon, Heroes vs. Villains, you know what I mean? Like, you're like firmly on the bottom, there's nothing you can do apart from winning immunities to keep you in the game. Imagine you get this scroll, you play it, and let's say George gets rocked out. The whole game changes, right? Everyone then is broken apart. You're then able to maneuver your way around the game. And I'm not going to say that that's the reason why Survivor South Africa got cancelled, that twist. But I reckon that would be a great twist. Can you imagine
it would be too.
Yeah, like a rock island, like a rock draw every few votes.
If you had nothing to lose, and you definitely were on the bottom, because you really wouldn't want anyone in your alliance to go. But if you've got nothing to lose, just use it. Mind you, if you were Miles or AJ, you'd use it any damn time and you wouldn't care who goes.
Yeah. Can you imagine on was it the PD vote, instead of stealing Kristen's idol, he just played the rock draw?
Yeah.
Like the rock draw. That would have been so funny. But yeah,
that's good. I like that.
I feel like it would be such a good twist, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, obviously it's game breaking because you have no control over it. Like, even you yourself could get rocked out. But it's almost like that. It's almost like a shot in the dark, you know? You're taking a shot, and who knows what will happen. A comment here from Gabe: the falling on some mentality is bad. You fight until your torch is snuffed. Logan's sacrifice doesn't help your buddies. That's sad at all. Yeah, well,
exactly.
We're in a very similar situation in All Stars where AK, Shawnee, and Brooke, who were firmly on the bottom, Jackie was their lifeline, but they chose to sacrifice Jackie for a potential chance to work with Sean. And, Shawnee and AK are the next to go, and Brooke shortly after. Do we think something similar is going to happen here? Do you think Kate and Morgan are the next two to go?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think Zara's just too in with the boys, obviously at the bottom of the boys. But I don't think Kate and Morgan could change anything unless Miles and AJ decide to go against each other. But if they do that, is it going to be kept a secret? Because they know if they go against each other and the other one finds out, that they're just gone.
Yeah.
It'll be an all-on war.
Yeah.
Better to keep your enemies close.
Exactly. Well, I do think that at least either Morgan or Kate will go next. But here's something that's completely different to All Stars, right? Is that because obviously in David's alliance, David was like the main threat, the main player who was obviously going to win. But it's still a bit hard to know because Kaylin's playing a good game, Miles has played a good game, AJ's playing a really good post-merge game as well. Even Zara, I can see a world where Zara potentially wins as well. I think her road's a lot harder to win, but there's still a chance there. So I can see them maybe turning on each other because AJ has always wanted to keep the door open to Kate and Morgan, and even breaks the alliance rules, trying to inform them in on the plan and whatnot.
I mean, if AJ goes with Kate and Morgan, he wins. If he goes with Miles and Kaylin, it's a toss-up. Seriously. Miles has done good strat, so has AJ, but then Kaylin's kept himself there under the radar and won all those immunities. So it's really hard. But do we think it's a final 2 or a final 3? I was just thinking that while you were speaking. I don't know because there's 4 episodes left. I don't think they're going to have anyone like a non-elimination or anything like that. So if, say, Morgan goes, or so someone goes Sunday, someone goes Monday, then you've still got 4 left.
Yeah.
But then you've got 2 more episodes. Normally you head into the finale with 4, don't you?
I think it's with 3.
Then you go down to 3. Is it 3 in the final immunity for every time? It's never been 4? I think 4.
Blood vs. Water was 4. I can't, and I think
Gabe thinks it's a final 2. Yeah, I think it should be a final 2 because that's how it would work.
Yeah, I can see them maybe doing a jury removal, or who knows? Maybe the urns will come back.
Jury removals.
Okay,
why would you do that? It's awful.
All right, I've got a little game. Let's play. Would you rather? Urns twist. Urns twist from the original Brains versus Brawn. Right, we once you vote it out, you pick an urn, you smash it, if there's a
Yeah.
note, you're safe. If you're not, then you're gone.
Yes.
Or a jury removal.
Oh,
Which one would you prefer for non-elim at this stage?
probably an Ernst twist. I hate
Ernst
jury
twist?
eliminations. I hate it
Yeah,
because they've spent so long trying to get to the end of the game. At least they got in the
yeah,
jury, and then to remove them from the jury is just mean. It's just
yeah.
awful.
I do think that like a way to maybe make the jury removal a little bit better is actually to give a jury member an extra vote. So then they've got 2 votes at the end. So like, let's say if like your best mate's on there, you would want to try and give your best mate the second vote because there'll be 2 votes going towards you.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Gabe thinks jury removal is the best. Jury removal can be used strategically.
Well, of course it can be
Yeah.
used strategically, but it's sad for them.
Yeah.
It's really
All right.
sad.
How about this? Another one. Ernst twist or the cage that Nina and Jerry had to go into? Because that was also at the final 6 of Heroes versus Villains, where they weren't allowed to interact with anyone. Everyone had to bring them like their food and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
That one was pretty horrible.
Yeah, that's bad. Earns. I'm doing earns again.
All right, how about this? A really late redemption rock.
No, because the fans are always up in arms when something like that happens.
Sure.
Totally up in arms.
Yeah.
And if it's really late.
Yeah, even Gabe doesn't like it.
If it's really late, then possibly it could work. I don't like it when it's like when there's a redemption twist when they get out after merge and then all of a sudden they're in there in the final 5. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had to do the hard yards. Like when what's her name? When she came back in and then she won.
Haley,
yeah. A lot of people didn't like that.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind it because she came back at like the final 10.
Yeah.
Right. But if it was like final 6, like when Chris and Natalie came back from Age of Extinction, it's like, that's way too late. Even Gabe said nobody likes redemption rock and earns.
Sorry, Gabe, I didn't have a choice. That's all he gave me.
Well, I'm trying to think what other non-elims could they potentially do this late in the game. I can't think of anything else.
But they had an ad I saw earlier which said this tribal is a little bit different, but I'm thinking that was from the past week.
Yeah.
I think they played it again to scare people because I don't know how anything could be a bit different except a jury removal or they can't go anywhere else. Yeah.
Oh wait, wasn't there that one twist they did at the final 6 or something in season 1 where it was like the you had to answer a whole bunch of questions? Oh, but they've already done that where half the tribe goes to one beach, half of the other tribe like goes to the other. I guess I've already done that. So it'd be a bit weird if they've repeated it. Yeah, so it must be a final 2 then. Because I can't think of any other things that they can do. But we also have Brendan here in the chat. Hello, Michelle.
Hello.
I am rather, etc. So, yeah.
The Supreme Meme.
Supreme Memes
guy.
Account. I don't know. Yeah. His maths was too complicated for me. I asked him to explain it to me like I was 5 years old, and he just said it's too basic. So I can understand.
It wasn't that bad. Did you see the Australian Survivor page? They put up memes about what costs basically $5. And I'm like, come on. We need something with a bit of brain power.
Exactly. But unfortunately, Brendan can't stay for long, so I've got plans for tonight, but just came to say funny maths is correct, I've.
I've what?
I've
got to go.
Yeah.
I've got the best memes.
What's it?
I
don't know. I reckon the Survivor AU page has got pretty good memes.
Some of them are very weak.
Yeah, because some of them, right, like the whole $5 one, I thought it was really funny because with New Zealand inflation, none of those things are bloody $5.
on.
Literally Tim Tams. I saw the other day were like $7.
Yeah, that's insane.
I was like, well, it is so nuts. And lol, I press enter before I finish my sentence. Who's been the extra one now, Brendan? Gosh, Michelle, etc. You're the etc. now, Brendan. Gosh, players can screw themselves with Drew removal too. Drew removal is the best one. I honestly believe we've seen it. We've seen it used great in Survivor. Essay season 6. That one lady voting up person who would campaign for her.
Yeah, that worked in her favor, Gabe. That was good, but I think it's really sad for them.
Yeah, and if my maths is correct,
that does not make sense, Brendan.
Can I just say I flunked to maths in school, so that's just going way over my head. I know my basic. I know my times tables. Yeah, but
times tables.
Yeah, that's all I know. But we do see that Logan falls on her sword, which, as we've discussed, terrible for Logan. And she gets voted out here. What could have Kristen done in this next episode? Because I feel like there's nothing Kristen could have done to save herself.
No,
with the hinges
not really.
down.
Yeah.
I
mean, because they tried all their best to get Zara across to them.
Yeah.
But they couldn't. Zara's too embedded there. And
yeah,
I find it really annoying that women can't get together and just move forward. It frustrates the living hell out of me. Like, what's wrong with you?
I feel like that should have been Kristen's pitch. Because has there been, apart from Micronesia, has there been a Final Four of all women?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Literally, Parvati's ruined it for everyone, all right? It happened one time. And it's like, we can never let a women's alliance happen again,
Yeah.
Well,
that's what happens when men hear that there might be a women's alliance. It's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, like, that's what I would have done if I was Kristen. Like, look, we've never had an all-woman Final Four before. Miles and AJ have got the best chances of winning. Kaylin's going to win all the immunities. We might as well stick together, take out all the threats, and then that way we will have an equal chance of winning. But I don't know. I felt like, oh, here we go. One World season 24. Oh, that's what Kim, Chelsea, Sabrina. Who was the other one?
Really?
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. So
but they didn't get to the Final Four, did they?
Yeah, no, because it was Christina that got voted out, I think. At 4.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna have to research that.
And that
it's so rare, so rare.
Yeah. Never mind. The Final 5 was all women. Third a better than Micronesia.
I might have to watch that season again just so I can feel good about women alliances.
Yeah, exactly. And that happened after Micronesia too. Who would have thought? I mean, to be fair, the men on that season were really dumb, so it's not like that would have. We don't care because Kim was obviously winning. Yeah, true. It didn't matter who was at the end with her; she had it in the bag. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like there was nothing Kristen could have done. Do you think that she should have just forced the rock draw, even without Kate Morgan's, I guess, second friend?
Yeah. Why not? Nothing to lose. Oh, except voted out. But she was, I mean, she knows she's not going to win. Against Miles and AJ, you're not going to win unless you can get both of them out.
Yeah.
I
guess the only risk to that is, let's say, if Kate and Morgan get rocked out, then the other one's going to be mad at you as well. But you still got Logan as a shield, right? So that's something you could still propel forward to maybe make it past one more vote. But no, I don't think there was anything Kristen could have done to really survive this next vote, because even when trying to swing Zara over, you literally just voted for her and made it a deadlock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you tried to get her out like twice, and it wasn't going to work out. Yeah. However, we do get a little bit of a tease that Zara, she doesn't have Kaylin in her finale plans. She wants Kaylin gone. And she was getting
Kaylin's going to keep winning immunities.
Oh, he will. I think he's going to win every challenge to the very end.
Yeah. Unless it's a hanging or a holding on one, and usually one of those a woman wins.
Yeah. But I mean, even then, it's like Kate is his real threat because we haven't seen Morgan, despite her being Olympian, she hasn't won a single challenge yet.
No. Well,
So,
yeah, I mean, being an Olympian just means you're good at one sport. It doesn't mean you're good at balancing or holding on or I mean, I think being an Olympian gives you the stamina to do like an endurance kind of thing because of their brain, how they can switch their brain onto, sort of a different playing field than everybody else.
yeah.
Because they're used to sacrificing and working hard and going to the limit. So I think, any endurance challenge for an Olympian is obviously a little easier than for the normal human.
Yeah. Well, we do have a couple comments here. Yes, force a rock draw, screw the consequences, 100%. We really got to give credit to AJ as well. He convinced all the girls to vote out Logan. Crazy. AJ's a great social game. Well, I mean, I guess let's quickly have a look at who's left, Michelle. So we've got our amazing tier list. So we say goodbye to Logan, which, can I just say, what a hot jury. We've got Laura, who always looks stunning, Paulie, who always looks fabulous, and Karen's dress as well. Oh yeah. To die for. And Logan as well.
Yeah.
Like, is this Survivor? Is this Australia's Next Top Model, Michelle? Oh my God. But I loved Logan. I thought she played a phenomenal game.
Yes.
And I would love to see her play.
Look at that. We thought Kaylin and Kate were going out pre-merge.
Yeah. We thought Zara would have been the first boot.
Mm.
Who would have
We've done well with the two tops that we had there.
Yeah. Well, I think we've only done well with one of them because I think very clearly.
Well, yeah, I never thought you guys fought me on Morgan. Yeah. I didn't want Morgan winner. I thought she'd be post-merge, but definitely Miles. And we were just scared of AJ, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. AJ, you know how like quite often the big players would go or be voted out around like the final 10, final 9 kind of range. Like literally wasn't Laura, she was 11. Who went out of 10? Your Paulie was 10, Karen was 9, David was 10, Henry was 10, Matt Rogers was 9. You know what I mean? Like a lot of big players go out to run. That's where I thought AJ was going to go originally. Just like a big player, but it's too big early merge. Which, who would have thought? We all thought AJ was going to be the merge boot because of how everything happened in the tribe swap. And he's still here. Do you reckon AJ's got a good chance to win the game?
Yeah, I think he does. If Miles and him don't go head to head, I mean, if they go head to head, only one's going to win.
Yeah.
And that'll be the person who wins. Yeah. Basically, unless the jury just goes totally AWOL because they're bitter and twisted, which they basically are, which I'm loving. Yeah. And it's funny because Australian fans don't like a bitter jury. They think they're being immature. They think they think they should all be happy that they've just played a game. Oh, the posts this week have been crazy. Just having a go at them. And I'm sorry, you can be angry. I'm in two minds whether to make a post myself over just telling people like, what the hell are you thinking? Yeah. You're allowed to be angry being voted out. Yeah. But a lot of people don't feel that way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I find Survivor fans really funny. Like you see people who like complain, oh my God, the jury's so bitter and horrible. But when they also don't do something they like, they send like death threats and hate messages and stuff.
Yeah.
To the players, it's like,
exactly.
What side are you on? I mean, come on, you know. But what's your thoughts on Logan throughout this whole game?
Look, I saw her as an entity who was basically connected to Laura the whole time, even when they weren't on the same tribe. I found a lot of people compared her to Shani, but I don't think she had Shani's game.
No.
But I think she was strong, but I don't think she had enough social connections. And I think she rubbed some people up the wrong way, which wasn't beneficial to her staying in the game.
Yeah, I definitely think that that Logan was playing a really good game up until Laura got taken out, and then I guess that's where socially she just sort of lost everyone, which I think that's more of a credit to AJ and Miles for really pulling the rug from under her feet, right? To the point where, AJ literally convinced everyone not to go to Rocks and to vote out Logan right here. I do think that on a second time round, I think similar to Shawnee, because on Shawnee's first season, she really wasn't that strategic. She was mostly social, but she was a lot more strategic in All Stars. And then obviously Heroes vs. Villains, she was more strategic on top of that. So I could see a similar case for Logan on the second time. She would just play a way better game. AJ Miles with Kaylin is winning. Yeah, that's what I think too. I think everyone else is a long shot at this point.
I don't think any women are getting to the final 3. Unless Kate wins immunity.
I can see Kate or Zara making it to the final 3.
But if the boys were smart, they'd take Kate out next and leave leave Morgan in, because I think Kate is more capable of some of the challenges.
Yeah. Well, that might be hard for AJ because Kate's got those beautiful, beautiful eyes.
Well, they're not going to vote out Kate, then, are they? AJ's going to keep her in as long as he can.
Yeah, exactly. That's his final 2, him and Kate's beautiful eyes.
Oh my God.
But Kate is a dark horse because she's the only other one showing that she can win immunities over Kaylin, 100%. Logan was a great player. She became the leader of the Brains, became such an obvious target, couldn't hide. Yeah, I do think that is the one hard thing about Australian Survivor, is that once you lose your grounding and you're a big target, it's just so hard to shake that off you. You can either wear it proud like a cape like George, or it just crashes your game and there's nothing you can really do about it. But we also do see that Kristen goes. And I'm a little bit torn on Kristen. To me, she was just all right. You go in, she was likable, she was lovely, but she wasn't really a big character or strategist. I felt like she was only shown when needed to.
Well, she didn't have a very big edit because obviously she's likable, going along with the crowd, wasn't doing any big moves. So she was just a player, but everyone seemed to like her.
Yeah, I do think she was a good social player, to say the least. But as Gabe says here, Kristen took over PD's spot of nice person who was there. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Kristen was only been shown if she was necessary to the plot, but apart from that, she wasn't really shown. And I feel like a lot of it actually spoke to Duca when Kaylin and Kristen were chatting about what their final Tribal Council speeches would have been like, but they were saying it for the other person. And Kristen was like, I'm Kaylin, I win immunities, I'm the tribe supplier, and I'm super likable. Kaylin's like, hi guys, I'm Kristen, and I have a lovely smile.
Yeah,
and
I'm
that's it. Yeah.
Kaylin, that was great. Kaylin.
Yeah,
does he
great
not?
Job, Kaylin.
Does he not? He must have a brain, but does he not have a brain to be able to say more than that, or is she really not doing anything so he couldn't think of anything?
Yeah, and maybe that's why Kristen tried to pull off some big moves recently. Like she tried to save Karen by taking out Zara. She tries to make the Spar alliance happen, or I guess the IKEA alliance happen, but that obviously doesn't work out. And then she tries to take out Miles and AJ. Right? I kind of felt like since then it was very much like, crap, I haven't done anything. I gotta really go for it here. But Gabe does ask, now we're down to final 6. How would your Percy rank them by who you want or who we want to win? All right,
well, I always had Miles as my number 1. Yeah. So I'd have to put Miles first. I put AJ second. I put Kaylin third.
Yeah.
Zara fourth. Kate fifth. Morgan sixth.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty similar. Miles 1. I mean, I don't know. I would love an AJ win because it would just be so surprising. But I feel like Miles's game overall has been just so entertaining. He's got the underdog story. He's found his 4th idol Australian Survivor record. Is that America? Is that a Survivor record overall? 4 idols in one season?
So. No.
Who else has found more than? Who else has found more than
I thought
4
someone
idols?
had found 5. Gabe, do you know the answer?
Gabe, do you know?
Gabe, can you Google?
Yeah.
I don't like Googling when I'm podcasting. Yeah. It's just it's so stressful. At the moment, my computer battery is going down, and so I just need to plug it in to the left here.
Oh my gosh. I quick searched up into Google on how many idols is on one season of Survivor, and it just came up saying Heroes vs. Hustlers and Island of the Idols, both with 9 idols. But I just realized that's across the season as a whole, not one player finding 9 idols, because that would be insane.
You need to be by one player.
By one player. Hang on.
Yeah.
One player.
Yeah, I think Russell does beat him. Do you just want Australian Survivor?
Oh, hang on. This AI overview lied. It says that Kelly Wentworth holds the record for finding the most idols because she found 3 in second chance. But she only found 2.
In the history of Survivor, the most idols found by one person in a single season are 3. Russell, Tony, Ty, Rick, Kelly.
And Ben, surely, right?
I need Australian Survivor.
Final 7. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I agree. It is definitely Ben as well, because final 7, final 6, final 5, who had an idol. So that's 3.
No, this is wrong. It says 2 achieved by Simon. I'm sorry, David had 2 in his hand at one point.
Exactly. And David actually played them.
I need to AI to get off my computer because they're wrong.
Yeah. Yes.
What is going on here? I'm going to Wiki.
Yeah. You're going to Wiki. Survivor Wiki time.
There's so many ads coming up here. What?
Yeah. For Australian Survivor, it's definitely Mars. 100%. 100% agree. Surely no one has top Mars. Yeah, I think
4.
Yeah. He must have the most amount of idols on a singular season.
Oh my God. This AI needs to go because it's ridiculous.
Speaking of AI,
I need more time.
Yeah. Speaking of AI, we just had 2 coffee shops recently open, and it's all done by AI. The coffees are made by like a robotic hand, and you order what you want. Yeah. Like literally there's a cafe just across the road from where I live where you put in like this menu and what you want. Like let's say you want a flat white, and this robotic arm literally makes you a flat white.
God.
That's crazy.
Now look, I found another website which doesn't make any sense because it says Russell Hance has found 5, but over 3 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need
AI.
This we'll have to do this and come back next week, unless unless we have some help.
Yeah, I have to ask though, how would you rank the current season? Actually, that's a very good question. I would say this is a lot better than Titans vs Rebels in my opinion. While Titans vs Rebels was very enjoyable strategically because for the flip-flopping and stuff, I personally felt like Ferris was going to win since like the final 8. It was either Ferris or Kirby, you know what I mean? And once one went, it was obvious who the other one was going to win. Whereas for this season, I have no idea who is going to win. Maybe if Miles wins, it's like, oh, he had the underdog story the whole time. It makes sense. But the journey he's had alone is so impressive compared to what Ferris had to go through. I would say it's near the top for me personally. Season 2 is at the top. Nothing can beat season 2 for me. I have very, very high unrealistic expectations for every single season to try and beat season 2. But so season 2, All Stars, and then maybe this season. How would you rank this season, Michelle?
I don't think it's as bad as what a lot of people are saying it is. You know, there's quite a few fans who are really hating it. and saying, I'm not even going to watch the end. And but I don't think so. I think it really, the beginning of it with all the crazy people who ended up leaving really early, I think that made it really interesting, even if they weren't great players and didn't last. I thought all that craziness at the beginning made it an interesting season. It wasn't just like run of the mill, let's vote this person off, let's vote this person off, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely not the top, but it's not the bottom.
What's your top 3 seasons?
Oh, we're in Australian Survivor.
Yeah, Australian Survivor.
I thought you meant forever, every season.
Every season across every franchise. Okay, and go.
Wait, we're not doing French. That's crazy. God. I have a soft spot for the cast of season 1. However, it's not the best season. 2's pretty good.
Yeah.
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 But
For me, personally, season 2 is the best.
I might have to come back to you.
I'll come back.
Yeah.
All good. How about you, Gabe? What's your top 3 Australian Survivor seasons? And if anyone's watching this late, comment below. What's your top 3 favorite Australian Survivor seasons as well? For me personally, with season 2, that's the first season of Survivor I properly watched, and I just loved Luke and Jericho, Henry, Sarah, AK, like all those game players, like so much. And obviously the Tessa blindside 3-2-2-2, like I just think it's the most craziest thing of all of all time. I think they hate it because the women started in power and lost it all to chaotic players like AJ and Miles. AJ has been portrayed as a villain. I mean, you say that, but like I felt the Witch's Coven especially was already turning on itself before AJ tried anything. You get what I mean? Like it wasn't really AJ or Miles who blew up the women's alliances or anything. They kind of did it themselves, which added more to the chaos of the season. I personally think a lot of the hates is coming from the fact that Australia vs. the world is just around the corner. And everyone's just so excited to get to that. And it's like, well, we want to watch that over this. So what are we going to do? Players of the season, you should die. You know? we're gonna let you know we don't like you.
Can I say I've seen the Australian versus the world buff? Oh my, it's so beautiful.
Really? I saw the Australia Tribes buff because Shawnee accidentally posted a story and it was in the background.
Really?
Yeah.
I see it. I haven't seen it.
It looks very similar to the All Stars merge buff, but more of like a darker green. It's like a black and green.
The really dark one.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll give out buffs.
Sure, Michelle, if they give out buffs,
I'll be there.
I will pay you my entire Kiwi Saver savings. I'll kill off some of my family members, get their will, and I'll pay it all straight to you if you give me a buff.
I think
I will be your slave.
This buff is going to be the most highly sought after buff when it comes out.
Yeah.
Or all 3.
Definitely.
I don't know. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. And for Gabe, season 2, Titans vs. Rebels and Chambers vs. Contenders 2 are his top 3. Well, there's not really much else to really talk about, really. We sort of, like dove down. Morgan or Kate goes next, most likely Kate. All right, how about this? Let's rank out of the 3 boys, Kaylin, Miles, and AJ, because obviously one of them's going to win. If they were to get voted out, which order would they get voted out in? Like, who thinks the first to go?
Who's in control of the vote. I think if Miles or Kaylin are going to vote out someone, it's going to be one of each of those because they think they'd win against Kaylin more than one of the other 2. So which is very sad to get to the final 3 and then gone. But that's what I think would happen because they'd be silly to take each other.
Yeah. I do think that AJ would be the first to go. Our 3 boys, just because Kaylin's obviously going to win every immunity challenge, and Miles has got an idol, and we've seen that Miles is very intuitive on like when to play idols. Obviously, AJ did they tip him off and
But-
stuff.
But Miles can only play up until the final 5, the idols.
I mean, do we see one of the 3 boys going home next?
I don't think so. Well, Miles should play. He's got 2 idols. Doesn't he have 2 idols?
No, he's got 1.
1. See, is he going to play it now, or is he going to play it at final 5?
I reckon he's going to hold on to the final 5.
Yeah.
Because I think he wants that, the massive risk.
Yeah.
But like, he almost drew rocks. You know what I mean? Just for the fun of it. He could have played an idol to save himself for that rock draw. But I just think he was just like, nah. If I draw an odd rock, oh well. I get rocked out with an idol. Yeah, I don't think he cares that much if he gets voted out or rocked out with an idol in his pocket.
I think he'd be okay with an idol in his pocket.
Yeah, and as we see, AJ, Canon, Miles, I believe Canon might be safe rear end or the rear of the season, rest of the season. If Canon loses, I think everyone jumps on him. I can see Canon being like a fallen angel, kind of similar to like Luke and Champions vs Contenders 2, where it's like, you want to save him because he's lovable, but like, he's probably going to win. You know what I mean? Only AJ wants to keep him now, I think. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone else will jump on top.
Do you think Miles would play his idol for anybody else?
Not at this stage, no.
Yeah, he'd be crazy too.
Yeah.
Mind you, he is crazy. He'd go to the rocks.
Exactly. Imagine if he plays the idol for Kate Morgan next round.
Yeah.
Maybe Miles flips. Maybe Miles flips and forces a rock draw, because why not?
God, why not?
Actually, I did love that from AJ, where it's like, if I had to survive a bucket list wanting to go to rocks is now ticked off. It's like, no, you can't tick that off. That's not a real achievement. I want to win $1 million. It says I wanted to tick. It's like, nah, that's not how it works.
Miles with the idol. If I had an idol, I'd probably want to play it just in case, but. Like I had an idol in Sydney Survivor Final 5, and I know I didn't need to use it, but I was too scared not to use it. I didn't want to go out with an idol, so I used it anyway. I didn't need it. They'd say it was useless idol, but I don't care. But I don't think he's got that same mindset. I don't think he's like hell for leather. I'll just do whatever I want.
Exactly. But unfortunately, that does bring us to the end of our podcast. Michelle, is there anything you would like to plug just before we wrap things up?
Not that I know there's a penultimate episode watch party in Sydney, which has got big prizes for Sunday week. Yeah. That'll be a big night. Otherwise, no. Sorry, am I going? Yeah.
Oh, you're going to it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I go
exciting.
to the opening of a book. If I can go to something, I will go to something.
Make sure you'll go to the Sydney watch party to see Michelle or Winchell. You get that winning energy,
exciting. Watch me eat a schnitty or something else.
You know what? I will book my flight tickets for Sunday and I'll see you there. It'll be like thousands of dollars for just a few days away, but it'll be fine. Right? I'll start swimming. I'll start swimming over there. It'll be a lot cheaper.
Between all the great white sharks.
He's like, hey, I am great and white. Hey, we've got a lot of things in common. Surely we form an alliance and help each other out, I'll grab some people from the beach and I'll throw them in. But unfortunately, that does bring us to the end of our podcast. If you are new, smash the subscribe button down below. We do have a very exciting guest coming next week. Michelle, would you like to take a guess on who's going to join in the podcast?
Well, you've had the memes guy. Have you got a player?
It is a player.
Oh, from this season?
Not from this season.
They're not allowed to come in.
No.
Not from this season. Male or female?
A female.
Oh. I don't know who you know.
All right, I'll narrow it down for you. Titans versus Rebels.
I don't know who you'd get in and who'd be willing to come and talk to you.
I know. I'm just so unlikable. Who wants to play? Not. I wish it was Rogue, Gabe. If it was Rogue, I'd be jumping up and down in my seat. That would be a dream come true. But no, it's not Rogue. All right, I'll give you another hint. Top 6.
Top 6 Titans versus Rebels.
Yeah. So in boot order, it's Kitty, Kirby, Raymond, Mark, Caroline, and Ferris.
Oh, so Caroline or Kirby. I don't think Kirby would talk to you.
Wow. What is about me that make you not talk to me? But yes, Gabe does have it right. It's Caroline.
Caroline, yes.
Caroline is coming on the podcast next week to chat about the penultimate week of Australian Survivor. And we do have another special guest for the grand finale as well. But I'll tease that next week when we do the podcast. But if you're new, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Ka kite anō, everyone. Bye.